Your job is to basically just put it in the input when it comes to marketing and sales. Now, a lot of times when people talk about sales on social media, they really try to control the outcome, and the outcome is people buying. Now, in reality, you cannot control whether someone like buys or not. Like, you cannot physically go to their house, pull out their credit card, and have them buy your offer, right? But what you can do is control what you're doing. You can control that you're posting. Welcome back to 0 to 10K, the 25-part series on how to make $10,000. Today, we are diving deep into a topic that I used to feel so scared about, but now I honestly love talking about. And the topic is sales, and not just like sales in general, but really understanding like the psychology behind sales and the psychology behind people buying, why people buy and why people don't. Now, I promise you, after this video, you are going to feel so secure when it comes to selling your offers, because all you're going to want to do is actually go out and sell when you actually understand people are wanting to buy every single day. So let's just get right on into it. Like, what actually is sales? Now, if you look up the definition of sales, which I don't even know exactly like the language and the wordage, but if I just type in sales, what it basically says here on Google is the definition of sales is a set of activities a business does to help customers buy their product. All right. Now, personally, for me, that is more so a definition of like marketing, okay? Because when you are creating content and when you're doing certain things to, of course, get people to buy, that is like kind of marketing, and I guess it's kind of sales too. But the real definition that I have of sales is basically the actual transaction that is being made between you and somebody else, like the good and like the money that you're receiving. So now that we understand, like, once again, marketing is basically like taking the action within the business to present the offer to somebody. And of course, sometimes people use like marketing and sales interchangeably, that's fine. But like the real definition of sales is like the real transaction. Now, sometimes sales can feel really scary for people because they think of sales as something where they are either like persuading or they're pushing and they're forcing people to buy something that they don't necessarily want to buy. When in reality, sales and selling is basically just presenting what we have to somebody and giving them the option whether they want to buy or not. Now, when we look at it that way, sales becomes less scary because there isn't that negative connotation behind, oh, you have to sell to somebody and you have to get them to buy, versus, oh, you're just presenting and offering this thing to somebody and they get the choice whether they want to buy. Like, to me, when I think about it that way, it's less scary and it makes me actually want to go out and sell more because I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. Now, I want you to think about like other businesses and stores that you shop at, like when you go to the mall, even when you go to like the grocery store, like gas station, jewelry store, like anywhere that you're going, these people, they are not walking up to your car, knocking on your window and trying to sell you something. They're not showing up at your house and your doorstep trying to sell you something. You are actually walking into the store and buying what they have presented for you. And when I say presented, what they basically have on like shelves and on display, right? You are going to them because you have either like a need, you have a problem that you have to find a solution for, or you have a desire that you just want access to. Right, so you want to think about it that way. You are also that business on social media where you're basically just presenting your offers and people are finding you wanting to buy your offers. So people buy when they actually want something. Now, for us as personal brands, depending on what you're selling, people are also not just buying into like the actual product that you're selling, but they're also buying into you as a person. They're buying into your personality. They're buying into your lifestyle. They're buying into like your results, and they're also buying into just like who you are as a person. So that's also why we spent so much time in the previous videos really talking about your brand, your personality, main character energy, and how you're actually showing up on social media, because all of that is actually a part of you selling your offer. And that is also why like influencer selling and businesses using influencers to promote their product works so well, because these celebrities, these influencers, even like small creators, they have a personal brand and they have an audience. And that business that is partnering with that influencer, they know they already have a connection with that audience. So if that influencer is promoting like something that they're using, whether it's like skincare or a specific technology in their business, their audience already trusts that influencer. So if they show they're using that, it's much more likely their audience is going to buy that thing. Now, once again, the influencer is not selling their audience anything. They're basically showing, hey, this is what I use. It is so amazing. If you guys also struggle with this, or if you also want to feel this way, I recommend this product, right? They're not shoving it down the throats of their audience. They're just presenting it on a pretty platter. And guess what? If people want that thing and they're well aware of a pain point they have and a desire they want, it is much more likely they're just going to reach out and buy, right? So that also leads me to, when you are selling a product and when people are buying, they're buying for two reasons. They're buying because they have a problem they need a solution for, or they have a desire that they want access to. That is it. Now, you have maybe heard of like pain point marketing, where businesses will basically really focus on like the pain points that clients are experiencing in order to sell an offer. Now, of course, that works really well because people want to get rid of their problems and their pains. Now, for me personally, yes, I have done, and I still sometimes talk about like pain point marketing, or like not even pain point marketing. I talk about like problems and pain points my audience and my clients have. However, I personally really love to talk about like desire marketing, and I really love to talk about like the real feeling and solution people will experience after they join my offer, right? So for an example, my main offer is Monetize Social Membership, a membership community platform where they basically get access to recordings, a portal, weekly calls with me to figure out how to build a personal brand that makes them money every single day. So for me, I could sell this like both ways. I could talk about the pain points every single day. Maybe you're experiencing, pain because you're going to your job, you're so unfulfilled, you're not happy. You come home and then like your wife is complaining to you how you're not spending time with them, and all you want to do is like make money without like going to a job. Like that's really touching on like a pain point, like really emotional, right? Versus the other way that I would market it is, that you have a skill that you are meant to get paid so much for, like, you are meant to impact millions of people. That you are meant to actually spend the majority of your time with your family, raise your kids, and go on cute dates with your wife. You're meant to do all of that. And in order for you to do that, all you really need to do is build a personal brand and sell your own product. And the product that you're going to sell is probably going to make you 10 times more money than your job. Like, to me personally, when I'm selling that way, it feels much more enticing for somebody to buy. Because one thing you also want to keep in mind, depending on the product that you're selling, if you are selling like a service, you also want to attract clients that you want to work with. Something that I experienced early on in my business when I was doing pain point marketing was I was attracting clients and buyers who were honestly a pain in my ass. Like, they did not have a good mindset. They just wanted everything given to them. They did not put in the work. So I'm like, okay, when I am speaking to people in specific like lack terms and like pain point and problems, they're just like in a lack mindset, right? But if I'm really focusing on helping people with their desire and really showing them what could be possible, I seem to attract people that have much more of like a growth and abundance mindset, right? So that's something that you want to keep in mind. Like, this is really getting into detail when it comes to sales, but I know it's going to be really helpful for all of you when you go out and start to sell your offers. So now that we know that every time we are selling, we're either removing a pain point that your ideal client has, or we're pushing them more towards a desire. So that is just something that you want to ask yourself what you're doing when you're selling every single day. Now, the other piece of this that I want to talk about when it comes to like sales and really understanding how people buy is, Your job is to basically just put it in the input when it comes to marketing and sales. Now, a lot of times when people talk about sales on social media, they really try to control the outcome, and the outcome is people buying. Now, in reality, you cannot control whether someone like buys or not. Like, you cannot physically go to their house, pull out their credit card, and have them buy your offer, right? But what you can do is control what you're doing. You can control that you're posting every single day. You can control that you're presenting your offers every single day. You can control the results and the lifestyle that you're living based on the offer every single day, right? So now that we know the only thing that we can really control when it comes to sales is the input, sales is actually really easy, right? Because once we do the input, all we really have to do is relax and we receive. Okay, one of the reasons why people find like sales really scary and overwhelming and hard is because they're trying to force something, right? They're trying to force, they're trying to persuade, they're trying to chase people to buy, right? But if we think about it once again, businesses, actual physical stores, they're not chasing people to buy. After you leave a store, they're not following up with you. They're not calling you 24/7, unless of course maybe it's like a luxury store. Maybe you're trying to like buy a car, then you might have like the sales rep calling you, but that's different. Like if you're walking to a store and you're wanting to buy like a jacket, they're not going to follow up with you and chase you down if you didn't buy right away, right? So that's the type of mindset that you want to go into when it comes to selling offers on social media. Once you do the input, once you sell, relax and receive, because you know the type of people you're attracting. They also have the power and the buying decision to buy if they want to. Like that's another thing that I just quickly want to touch on. You want to give the power back to people that are buying, right? Sometimes as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we feel like we have to hold people's hands in order to buy, when in reality, they can make their own decision, right? And through your content, if you are inspiring, activating, and empowering them, they're going to make the decision on their own, right? So you as a business owner, as a creator, as a leader, your only job is to show up, post consistent content, and sell your offer. And all the rest is basically you relaxing, you receiving, and you attracting that cash. So that's basically all for today's video. I can talk about sales honestly all day long. It's a topic that just really like fascinates me, because sales really is just like psychology and human behavior. Now, one thing too, in Monetize Social membership, I actually give you my social sales strategy, which is 3 different ways to sell to your audience that feels really easy for you to do. Once again, if sales feels like still kind of intimidating and hard, you're not really sure exactly what to say on social media to get people to buy, I give you 3 specific ways that I sell every single day. That's like relaxing, easy, simple to do, does not require me to be on social media 24/7, but also attracts me clients. So of course, that is a Monetize Social membership. And if you guys want to join, it is in the description. So comment below and let me know what you are most excited about when it comes to selling, because I will say when you can turn sales into something that is so exciting to do, it is much more likely you're going to attract so much more money to you. So comment below and let me know what you're most excited about when it comes to selling your offer. And also let us know if this is the first time you are selling something on social media, because that is also a big celebration that you want to celebrate yourself for, if this is the first time that you are ever selling something. And also I want to celebrate you too, so let us know in the comments. Now I'm so excited for tomorrow, day 24. We're actually diving deep into my social media sales strategy that made me $10,000. Now up until now, every single video in this series, I really talked about like all the different elements leading up how to actually attract that cash. So tomorrow I'm gonna go through like step by step what I actually did and what I repeatedly do to attract $10,000 and honestly a lot more money in my life and my business. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And as always, if you guys need to catch up on the rest of the videos in the series, here is the playlist for you to watch. I will see you guys tomorrow, and until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.